up, ladies and gentlemen? We're back in the lab here. It's December, it's cold, but it's basketball season. And today, my guest, these guys, we're taking it back today as we talk about the highest scoring game in OHSA history and how it happened. We got the Sidney Yellow Jackets in the building. We got Coach Clark. How we doing, Coach?
Good. Thanks for having us.
We got Mr. Cathcart in the building. How we doing?
Doing good.
Mr. Watermark, what's up, bud?
How you doing? Thanks for having us.
Glad you guys came in. As you can see, these guys are kicking back. We got a lot to talk about. We're going to talk, obviously, McCord leaving Ohio State, being in the portal. We got the Florida State get snubbed. We got the NBA in-season playoffs. This is going crazy. And then we got college football, and then we have high school basketball has started. We're recapping the state championship in football. There's so much to talk about. I don't even know. My head's spinning. But I do have one question for y'all. How's your feet feeling, Coach?
My feet feel fine.
How's your feet?
Just fine.
I'm good.
All right. Well, in case you're not, make sure you go to Richmond Foot and Ankle Clinic. Special thanks to Dr. Tanisha Richmond for sponsoring the show each and every week for the entire football season. And as we get ready to go for basketball season, she'll be doing it as well. But if you have any problems with your ankle, your leg, or your foot, go to Richmond Foot and Ankle Clinic, 228-3668, 1323 West 3rd Street, all right? We'll be back here in a moment. S.E.Live Hot 5. We're going down memory lane today, and it's going to be a great one. I got Sidney Yellow Jackets in the building. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
All right. Wait. Support a good cause. Go Cats. Okay. Support the cause or whatever I feel like in the moment. All right. Tell me when. Hi guys. I'm Lily.
I'm Alexis.
Come out to O'Connor's Tuesday nights for Wildcat Way TV show. Grab a drink.
Get some dinner.
Support the cause. Go Cats. Oh. All right. I feel like that was pretty good.
Talk about all kind of ankle injuries, problems, and why ankle injuries happen, and how can you prevent them. Good afternoon. My name is Dr. Tanisha Richmond, and today we're going to do an ankle minute. We're looking like more at athletics, like right now we're in football season. Ankle injuries, just all kind of injuries happen because it's a very physical combat, physical sport where they're hitting, they're twerking their ankles, they're moving, they're jumping, they're falling, they're being hit as they fall. So the body is going through so many different motions that it's not used to. And then like when you're talking about basketball players, sometimes they do get what we call weak ankles. And that's that's why basketball players wear high top shoes, because it supports their ankle joints. Notice that is the design to protect their ankles because of their motion. They're stopping, starting, they're going from side to side. So they're constantly getting tendon injury, ankle injury, and then if they get multiple ankle injuries over time, the tendons and ligaments that support the ankle joint can loosen. And that's when you talk about people getting weak ankles, which means they can twerk the ankle, twerk the foot more easily. Lots of times if that person is still an athlete per se, there are procedures where they can go in and tighten up everything for the person. But if you're looking at someone who's non-athletic, then you're looking at more of wearing like an ankle brace, a lace-up ankle brace. There's custom braces like Ritchie braces that can even give more support, but it just depends on the activity level of a person.
What's up? We're here. Special thanks to Dayton 24/7 Now Studios. We're doing the show each and every week. Here, it's cold outside, but it's on fire in here today. As I got the Yellow Jackets in the building. Coach Clark, how we feeling?
Fine and dandy like sugar-coated candy.
Fine and dandy like sugar-coated candy. Mr. Watermark, how we feeling today, man?
Feeling good. Feeling good.
I know it was good. I heard it was a good night for you.
It was.
And the family is the ball and it's going crazy. Cathcart, how we feeling, man?
Good.
All right, now
He got his first win last night.
Congratulations, man. I know that felt good, right?
Yeah, it did.
One of 1,000.
Yeah.
Around town, it's 16-0, or Gavin must go.
Oh, that's the word. 16-year-old or Gavin must go. Coach is rhyming this morning. He was hitting them with them bars. All right. We're definitely gonna talk basketball here in a moment, but football right now is still kind of reigning supreme. All right, we'll go through a couple of really big time topics right now. The first big one is Kyle McCord. Okay, Ohio State lost to Michigan, and this is his third year in a row. Second time he's been at the helm. No, he wasn't at the helm last year. This is his first year actually, and he's already gonna leave. He lost the game, and Ohio State's already losing players. I mean, but the portal is just like that. But give your take on McCord, what you saw this season, Coach, and you feel like he's making the right move?
This is my take on it. He's a first-year quarterback playing against the elite of the elite in college football and performed adequately. Is that good enough to keep your job at Ohio State? It might not be. What we don't know is what the coaching staff is telling him. If they're saying to him, we're going to replace you, then he's got to go to the portal. If they say, we want you and you can compete with whoever we bring in, then it's up to him.
I'm sure him and Coach Day have had, a conversation, since then. His seat is on fire as well. He's like, I don't know what I can do for you right now. But Borderwork, what do you think of the situation? And I mean, he looks like a pretty good quarterback. It's always the last play,
Right.
What is the last thought of a guy
What
right
have you
on
done
the
for
field?
me lately?
And the last thought is him fading back, throwing that interception, and I think that's what a lot of people will see. Overall, though, what do you think?
I would agree with Coach. There's a lot of pressure in that type of situation, and there's probably a lot of things that a lot of people don't know. And again, the person's got to do what's right for them. I think he's making a choice that he feels is best for him.
What do you think?
I think they have somebody coming. I think they got a quarterback coming in, and he knows it. And he's out.
Aaron Nolan. Aaron Nolan is coming in. But also there's still a Ward guy. I don't know. Some other quarterback may be transferring. Coach, do you think it was just too much? The expectations at Ohio State is just astronomical. All right. Marvin Harrison is leaving. So it's like, for him, he's like, who do I have here? Marvin Harrison was the security guy, right? That's his boy. They went to school together. But now he doesn't have him. You think that was kind of maybe a deciding factor as well?
McCord's being compared to probably three of the singular best quarterbacks in the history of Ohio State. Look at where the last three quarterbacks are playing in the NFL. That's who he's being compared to as a first-year starter.
He threw, I believe it was 24 touchdowns and like 6 interceptions. Elite stats. What do you think? What do you think happens to his career now? He played at the highest level. He was 11-1. Will he even play the bowl game? That's the other thing. Once you hit the portal, you don't play in the bowl game?
I don't know. Do you know the answer?
I do not.
That's interesting, right? Like, would you want this player that's leaving to play in this bowl game? What do you think, Baltimore?
I think the group started together.
Yeah.
I think the group should finish together. These sports are about team, and sometimes I think that people get too individualized. And I think that if it was up to me, I think the team should finish. They started as one and should end as one.
Yeah, I like that. I like that idea. What do you think? What do you think happens now? We know what.
I think if I'm on the
great.
team and he's out, I don't want him with me. You know what I'm saying? I'll bring on the next guy.
That's interesting. And that's two different takes, and they're both really valid, right? That's what the portal does. So
Sure.
It changes the game. It's like free agency for college, right? Do you think he'll get to the NFL?
I think it's impossible to tell after 1 year. the quarterback. Stroud couldn't have gone to the NFL after 1 year.
That's crazy.
I mean, when Burrow left, we didn't think he was going to be in the NFL neither. I mean,
that is true. That is true. And he went, and now he's in the NFL. He's the highest paid quarterback in the NFL.
Stood the NFL on its ear.
And he's hurt.
Again.
We'll talk about that in a second. But they're winning, and so the whole McCord thing is interesting. I had Coach Lumpkin from Trotwood, and D. Miller from Ohio State last week. They both felt like they wanted him. Okay, wasn't all his fault. I got the feeling that like he's a solid and good quarterback, but in these new times, it's just hard to stick around these days, Coach. The pressure, the social media, intensity, and then playing at Ohio State. So we'll be interested to see what happens moving forward. Does he make the league? Yes or no? Ultimately.
I would say I agree with Coach. It's too early to tell.
What do you think?
I think he's going to make his money in college.
Oh, he about to get paid.
Yeah.
They say $1.5 million plus is what you got to give a top tier quarterback. He's going to get that. And they're going to love him wherever he goes. That's for sure. Sticking with football real quickly. Florida State, the only Power 5 school to be excluded out of the Final Four. Like, what does that say for Florida State, and what does that say for, I guess, the SEC?
Who are you going to replace?
Well, Coach, I said it should have been 18 a long time ago.
Well, it's 12 next year.
Who shouldn't be in there is the question.
Tell me who. Which one of them did not meet what they were supposed to meet to be in the top 4?
That's the thing. That's the issue, right? Yeah. You got 5 power conferences.
Right. So somebody's got to be left out.
But they never lost. At least Alabama lost, right?
But they beat Georgia. Who's been kicking everybody's butt for 5 years.
Who got the shaft? Did Florida State get shafted? What do you think was like?
I really don't have an opinion on that. I got to be honest with you. There's a lot of different factors that are taken into consideration, and I don't have an opinion on that.
What do you think?
I don't know. I think
tough.
So when Ohio State had their third string quarterback in, it was Cardell. I mean, he was tough. Florida State's third string quarterback ain't no good.
Relatively.
They barely beat. Louisville was a good team, though, right? Yeah. Louisville was pretty.
They're a good team. They're not elite.
But when Cardell came in, they beat Wisconsin by 60 or something like that. You know what I mean? That's how they got in.
So you feel like they looked at the team at this moment. Yeah. It was like Florida State is fit. That's what they did.
Yep.
Was it fair to Florida State?
No.
They lost their quarterback. So if Ohio State loses, if any other of those teams lose their quarterback,
the decision is probably different.
That's crazy. But now,
I don't know. What else do you do?
They couldn't.
You got to put some criteria out there.
They should have pushed it to this year.
Well, they should.
We decided to change. We're gonna start that 12-team playoff this year. That would have been great. But Florida State, they're the odd team out. It's crazy. And is it about the money, or is it just about the power of the SEC? Because this is a power move, right? If Georgia was in there, it would be different, right? I think it would have been no qualms.
But like Coach said, who Florida State, who would they beat in them top 4? I don't think they beat any of them, right?
Michigan
killed them.
And then, Georgia lost Alabama. Alabama's playing their best ball right now. And it's like the quarterback's, he's really balling out. Mm-hmm. It's just great. I mean, it's wild. Washington, maybe.
The left coast gets slighted.
But when Washington won, it made everything extremely tight because people thought Oregon was going to win,
right,
which would have made it even crazier, right? But it would have validated. Nothing happened for that committee that they wanted.
Right.
Nothing happened that day. They wanted Georgia to win, and they wanted Oregon. I don't know if they wanted Oregon. I don't think that game really mattered, but I believe they wanted Louisville to beat Florida State. So then they had this type of argument, right? And it didn't happen.
So what would have happened if Iowa had beat Michigan? What if they'd have beat them 21-3? What would the Florida
been out,
look
no question, because they
like?
already
Then put Ohio State in?
Not Florida State.
Florida State.
Yeah, Florida State would have made it. Once Florida State won, that really, and Alabama beat Georgia. That's what put everything on its heels. That's what put everything on, for sure. When we come back here, we got a lot to talk about, but we're gonna go into the game and then we'll talk NFL and more. All right, SE Live High Five, the podcast series. We're here.
Did you know individuals with diabetes should see a podiatrist every year? Contact Richmond Foot and Ankle Clinic today to schedule your next appointment.
Diabetes Dayton is dedicated to the support of individuals living with diabetes. Services include a free diabetic supply pantry, emergency insulin program, free education classes, and much more. If you are living with diabetes or pre-diabetic, contact us today to see which services you qualify for. Until there's a cure, we help you live.
All right, what's up? We're here in the lab, S.E.Live365 podcast. New season on the way on TV style, so make sure y'all lock in with that. I'm here with the Sidney Yellow Jackets in the building. What's up, guys?
How you doing? Just waiting on you.
Waiting on me, right? Coach, we waiting on you, man.
What you want?
We waiting to watch that film.
I got it.
You
got one
the
for
film?
everybody.
30 years ago, the highest scoring game in OHSA history happened.
And no one knows the real score.
And nobody knows the story. It's one of those
uncharted.
Just, like, it's become like a lore, it's like a, people, oh man, yeah, I remember that game, I was at that game, on that night, it was a Saturday?
Saturday night.
It was a Saturday.
December 11th.
December 11th, Coach. You guys come to Colonel White High School, and we're just playing a out of conference game here. Just a little tussle between two teams that play that started playing a different style of game than what was going on back then, Coach. You guys were a fast-paced team, shot a lot of threes. The Kentucky Wildcat Patino style a little bit.
Loyola
Marymount, right. Talk about that and how that kind of played into the way that you guys...
Well, it was my second year in Sidney, and we were adamant that we were going to get a shot off every 7 seconds and make you shoot every 7 seconds. That was our goal. And we would trade you 3 for 2. We'd give you a layup for a 3 at the other end, as long as we could get the pace going the way we wanted it. Well, you had no problem playing at that pace.
Our team was built like at that time. Colonel White was doing well. They won a state in '90, and the pace we were just a fast-paced playing team. It was more Arkansas style, right?
Because of the press.
Pressing like crazy, trying to, like you say, speed it up. When y'all come into the game, y'all have a pretty good record at the time. We're both pretty decent at the time. We were.
You were real good.
We were good. Yeah. We were real good that year for sure. But I know you guys were still pretty good. What are y'all thinking when y'all come into the game?
Well, we came in. We had lost our point guard, Billy. Had some young kids playing. Gavin and Chris Elsner were just sophomores. Which gave us an opportunity to step up as upperclassmen. But I remember, walking into the game and just thinking, okay, we're gonna get it up and down the court. And I'm pretty sure that if the refs let us bounce the ball off the wall instead of taking it out of bounds, we would have done that. And when we were ready to go.
That was a frantic game, to say the least, Coach. What do you know, we're in the game. We're at the gym. Our gym was it was distinct.
Yeah.
You walked into the gym, you're like, what is this?
So we walk in, and we all got our bags and stuff, and we have to go through metal detectors. Ain't none of us seen metal detectors before. They ain't none of them. I mean, they didn't have them at the airport in the 90s, and we're walking into school with the metal detectors. We're looking around. We're kind of a little bit scared. Like, what are we coming into here? But once the ball gets out there, we just played, you know.
The atmosphere was crazy.
Yeah.
There was about 600 people there, but over time, 6,000.
People start going. You know, we had the LA Laker crowd, Coach. People would, if it wasn't a Friday night, now if it was Friday night, it was chill.
Right.
But on a Saturday, you know, as some people, they had to get dressed up and get ready.
I don't know how many people came up to me. Yeah, I was at that game. No, you weren't. Nobody back there for us.
Well, that's what people, you know, because they want to be a part of something special. Now, early in the game, like, we're scoring at a high pace, and you guys are like, wow, we get a lead a little bit, and then you guys come back. At halftime, what do you say to them, Coach?
All I said was keep playing like you're playing, because they're going to keep shooting. We just hope they miss more than they did the first half. They will keep playing our pace. If we continue to hit shots, we'll be in it at the end.
And you guys did hit shots, started to get back in the game, changed the flow of the game a little bit. What do you remember, you know, about the second half? I mean, I know the first half, it was a little bit like we were on.
It was one-sided. Right. It looked like a blowout.
We had like 60, I think it was like 60-something points at the half. Yeah, y'all had 44 though. I mean, so it's not like, so in this, you know, at halftime, you're like, what are you thinking?
I just thought we came out and we just kept competing.
Mm-hmm.
I thought we did a little bit better job of handling the ball and not turning the ball over in the second half. You know, Chris made some shots, Gavin made some shots at key times, and I just, you know, it hurt us a little bit that John Engel, our big guy, was in foul trouble there, but he came back in and gave us a big lift as well.
Shout out to Big John. I remember Big John Engel, big boy. Who's our big boy, Coach?
Yeah, he'll be there Friday.
Oh, he'll be there.
He's coming from Arkansas.
Is he?
Yeah.
Wow, man, that is awesome. That is awesome. When the game's over, we've ran about 30 miles up and down, back and forth, high legs, left and right. I mean, I seen some of the shots you guys were making. They were crazy. I mean, there were a lot of people that was on that day, right? The game's over, Coach. You look up at the score, and it says 130 to 123. And it's like...
I got some on that. So
I mean, yeah,
that was normal for us. We were talking about it on the way down here.
Right.
That was a normal game for you guys.
I mean, not quite that bad, but we played y'all the next year. It was like 110 to 102 or something like that, and we got y'all, by the way.
I got it. Oh, yeah, in overtime. I remember that.
Okay.
Yeah,
I remember that one more than the other one.
I remember them both for different reasons. That last one, it was a super snowy. My senior year was snowy night.
Yeah.
You know, we was in y'all gym. It was packed house. You know, it was a great vibe. Y'all did beat us overtime for sure. I do remember that. I had a few points that game, but it wasn't enough. But 30 years later, Coach, we can sit here and laugh about that game, right? You guys did play, like, y'all scored 100 on, I mean, that was y'all thing. Mm-hmm. Y'all wanted to get to 100. I mean, teams, they scored 30 in the playoffs nowadays, 30 or 40. It's like, we didn't even need a shot clock, but do you think that high school needs a shot clock at this point?
Yes.
What do you think?
Yeah, I think so.
About that time. What do you think?
Yeah, it's the game's slow right now. It's one-on-one. It's different.
It's different. It's different. The teams that play team ball usually have, I mean, unless you have an elite player, right? I mean, a superstar in high school, then you can run everything through them. But most of the time, the teams that play well usually can pass the ball, make good decisions, guys can shoot. What's the difference between the game then and now?
Well, our summer workouts were predicated upon shooting three-pointers and making one dribble finishes at the rim off your shot fake. So you shot fake from the three, they come at you because you are a three-point shooter, and then one dribble you get to the rim. Because if you take two dribbles, the kid from Trotwood's going to put it in the tuba.
That's what they're doing nowadays.
You
guys were, I mean, think about it. You guys were ahead of the game 30 years ago, Coach. You were running what they're running now 30 years ago. But they were, back then it was, slow it down, throw it inside, right?
Right.
Bring it back out. Do you miss those days?
I miss the kids. The travel, the summer stuff is all much fun. But the relationship I had with these guys is what I miss the most.
When you think about it, when you think back, man.
Hey, 30 years. I mean, you think about it, and you hit the nail on the head. We started playing at a pace that, is celebrated now. You know what I mean? In some different levels. But, I would agree with Coach, even though I think Gavin and I really didn't understand some of the lessons that Coach was teaching us back then, kind of really helped us in life overall. Practices were fun at times. They were comical. They were at times very exhausting. As a 5-man and as Gavin as a 3-man, I wasn't allowed to let the ball hit the floor when it came through the net. And Coach, he let me know that on a regular basis. And it went to
smirks over here. He does that smirk like, I remember that.
A lot of memories made. I think this is a great chance for us to kind of go back and embrace those.
No question. I mean, what a day. Back then you guys were averaging 90. We're averaging 80 something point, like 89. I don't know. Y'all had to be up there. I mean, that was good times, Coach. That was good times. A lot of victories. But on that day, they put together a offensive showcase that nobody's been able to overtake. Now, there's been teams that scored more than 130. Right. But to have somebody score 120, the game was close. And here is the kicker. No overtime. 130 to 123, 0 overtimes. Will this record be broken without overtime?
How tired were the referees? There was only 2 referees back then.
2 refs.
Chris Schisler will be at the reunion.
He's gonna be there. 2 refs.
The interesting thing about the score is neither scorebook had the same score that was on the scoreboard. And if you go off the tape, the score is different. But I think
what is the score on the tape?
The score on the tape is 128, 125. But I think they missed a basket of yours and ours.
Dion, I think we actually won. Let's run it back.
We'll have to go to the tape.
I think the final score was 130, 127.
Okay.
But in the book, I think it's 130, 125.
Okay. So, and of course, that's the whole, what is the real score? It's 130 to 123, but I know you've watched the film at least 30 times.
Once a year. But you need to be straight with the facts. You had 34.
Oh, man. What a time, man.
34 your junior year and 37 your senior year?
No, Tally had 35.
Okay.
I had 40 my senior year.
I was probably guarding.
Tally had 35. Sally had 35 and Tracy had 28 and I had 19. I was in Georgia back then. And
And 12 of those were off of passes that I made to him in the second quarter. Right there to Mr. Cash layup. Right there to Mr. Cash layup. Oh.
It's a summer evening about midnight. My phone rings. It's my oldest daughter. She's down at the Oregon district with some groups, some folks. And she said, "Do you know a kid named Deion Cass?" "Yeah." "He said he scored 40 points on you." I did, but ask him who won.
I'll give you that, Coach. Great times with you guys, great battles for sure, and it's just great to relive the time, man. I mean, to be able to sit here and laugh about it and understand what it really means.
And that wasn't the only year we played. We played 5 or 6 times.
Yeah, but I mean, those two.
But I mean, it wasn't a 1 year thing.
Well, I mean, I know y'all played after that.
Yeah.
I mean, how did it go?
We won. I think Carlos and I were 3-3.
Oh, so it was like split, yeah. Because I mean, at that time we was rolling.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, and y'all was rolling too.
We played you at UD one year.
Oh, I know, that was nice.
That was really sweet.
Yeah, we used to play at UD. That was our thing. That was they moved us from the schools to UD. That was pretty dope. That was.
It was good for the players, not so much for the fans.
Yeah, because felt kind of.
You put 1,100 people in Colonel White's gym and coming out in the aisles. You put 1,100 people in the UD arena, it looks like you're at church.
Yeah, it's not. It wasn't. It was great for us, but it wasn't great for the optics. But when we come back here, we got Hot 5 topics. We got the Sidney Yellow Jackets, and we're reliving '95. S.E.Live365, don't go away.
And they are just cannot put the ball in the basket. Behind the back, he puts it up. Oh! Oh!
All right, what's up? We are back here in the lab on this brisk December. I got my guy Easy E in the building. How you feeling? He's
doing well.
Good, man. Did your football team win this weekend or what, bro?
They lost, but both of us looking promising.
Okay, you got promise. Yeah. Got promise. Coach, Mr. Warren Mark, Mr. Cascar, y'all ready for the Hot 5?
Let's hear it.
All right, let's get it. Now, the Final Four set in college football. Who do you like?
I think the team that's playing the best right now is Texas.
Texas. What do you think?
I have to go with Texas as well.
What do you think?
Man, I don't even want to say it, but Michigan.
I refuse to say it.
Well, they play Alabama, so there's a lot on the line for Michigan, right? They got smacked by Alabama back in the, back last time they played.
It's a different team.
It's a different team, though. What's it gonna take for Michigan to win?
Quarterback. Whoever wins the quarterback.
McCarthy, you think he has to step up? What do you think?
I think they're O-line. I mean, they're good. I think they're going to compete. They're going to beat them.
What do you think?
I think Bama's peak. They're peaking at the right time. They went through some adversity early on. I think now they're going to come and really get after it.
It's going to be an interesting game, no question. Then you got Washington on the other side.
Could be the sleeper.
Who do you think? Washington, Texas.
I like Texas, but I think Washington could be a sleeper.
That quarterback, he's pretty good.
Nobody's paying any attention to them.
No question. It will be great to watch. No doubt about it. NFL, Bengals.
Who they?
Who they? You've been waiting to say that for about 25 minutes, man. I promise you. Look, waiting on that. A huge win. Joe Burrow's out. People were like, somebody was like, man, we need to just lose so we can get a good draft pick.
That would be the first team to do that.
You got to keep playing. Browning comes in after a week of being the one quarterback, and he 330-something yards, like 2 or 3 touchdowns, drove them down and got the field goal. How do you feel? Can y'all ride with him to the playoffs?
I think he looked very calm. I think this second week he looked like a different quarterback for sure. When you have Chase and some of those weapons around him, that's always a benefit. But I was impressed with how the game was back and forth. The Boyd interception, but he didn't seem to get rattled. He seemed to stick with it.
Yeah, he said after in the press conference, he tried to stay cool. We watched Burrow. Burrow's pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
He's taking that style of mental into the game, and it looks like it worked. Will the Bengals make the playoffs?
Just yes or no?
Yeah,
yes or no?
Yeah, I think they did.
Think they make it?
No.
I hope so.
How's that?
That's spoken like a true Bengals fan right there. It's like, we got to see what's going on because that division's tough. Although Browns have lost 2 in a row, Steelers got whooped at home by Arizona. Thanks, because it hurt me on FanDuel. I know they don't care, but it still hurt. Right now, the Ravens look like they're the class of that division right now. Who's the best teams in the NFL, real quick? Give me the top 2 right
Eagles.
now. Eagles, you still like the Eagles, although they got smacked around.
Yeah, that happens.
Okay.
I still got the Niners.
You got the Niners.
I'll go with the Niners.
Okay. Well, the Niners, I still like the Chiefs until I see something different. Okay. With that being said, let's go into college basketball. Basketball is here. Well, no, I'm sorry. High school state, real quick. Springfield lost to St. Ed's. It hurt my soul. Do the sports show with them for the last 3 years, and they played them all 3 years. First 2 years, Lakewood had a tremendous team. I mean, their line was just both sides of the line. But this year, started to see a gap is starting to dwindle as far as the
size of the O-line.
Competitive, yeah. And so Springfield had their opportunities. They weren't able to capitalize, but they still look loaded for next year. Did you guys check out any of the shout out to Springfield, and then shout out to Alter. Alter lost to Glenville. Ted Ginn, senior, gets a second consecutive championship with the Tar Blooders up there. Just wanted to give my, great season for Alter, great season for Springfield. Both of them similar style. Had issues early and then got hot late in the season.
Right time.
Kind of like Texas, right? In Alabama. So, right. So, but I just wanted to give my, great season for both of the teams, and I'll look for them to be back next year. Great season, Coach Doug. See you next week. You guys watching how Sidney? This year, y'all didn't make the playoffs, but next year, y'all should be back, right?
We lose our quarterback. We need to replace him.
Okay.
We've got some linemen coming back, and we got some speed coming back.
Okay. So, y'all got a dynamite playoff.
If we win the games we should win, we'll be in the playoffs. We need to avoid upsets.
Avoid the upsets. All right, there it is. Avoid the upsets. Which brings us to basketball season. We're here. NBA has its in-season tournament. Y'all feeling it or not?
I don't feel the NBA till June.
It's over then, Coach.
No, that's the final.
That's when you watching it.
That's when the Lakers play the
Celtics. Y'all watched
Celtics.
one game of the in-season tournament.
Yeah, I bet. So
I
gotta watch it.
Okay.
I got FanDuel.
He said, I gotta watch it. Have you seen any of them?
I have not. I watch a lot of the playoffs. I'm with Coach. I like that time of year, but I haven't watched much NBA basketball.
College.
There's no need to do a top 25 until after Christmas, because they all get beat every other Wednesday.
Right now, Arizona's #1, but that
could change tomorrow.
If they lose this week, then it'll change for sure. There's a lot of parity in college hoop.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of good players in America.
No question. Is women's hoops more hype than men's hoops right now?
Why you say that?
In college.
I don't know. Men's hoops is pretty hyped up.
Okay. What do you think?
I think the ladies' game's coming around with all sports too. I think they're starting to get the recognition that they've got some pretty darn good athletes as well.
What do you think?
I've been coaching girls basketball for the last 10 years, so I'm a fan of the girls' game. Caitlin Clark's nice. LSU's nice. Jared's got a daughter that plays. She can play.
No question. The reason I say that is because it feels like there's a lot of stars in the women's game right now. You got Caitlin Clark. Every time she play, they put her on TV now. That is, that's the sign when they start putting you on every game.
In advertising.
But Dion, the moves she's making, that was a travel when we played.
Oh yeah, they get that.
Not at Colonel White it wasn't. Not with them referees you had.
They couldn't breathe. They didn't see that.
Colonel White 2 and Colonel White 3. The game is played below the rim. That is a big calling card to a lot of people. Because a lot of folks think the men's game has just become a dunk contest. Where the women's game, they play under the rim, they have backdoor cuts, they set ball reversals, they do fades, they skip the ball and shoot threes. It's basketball, not just athleticism.
Yeah, no.
Although athleticism plays a big part at every level.
I'm just looking at it from a star perspective. Like, what's the girl from LSU?
Reese, Angel Reese.
Hey, she's drama. It's drama, right? So what happened? She's back. Now they're talking to her every time she play. Like I just think it's, you guys, the girl from South Carolina. Did you see the move she did on the Madison? Did you see that? I don't know if y'all seen it.
I didn't see it.
They have like, it's a new era for women's game. I just think that they're starting to kind of getting their due a little bit. Ohio State women too. Cody McMahon, she was balling against Tennessee. She's a bad, just a lot of stars out here.
It just seems like there's 10 games a night that end up on a last second shot.
Yeah.
Did you see the end of Vermont-Princeton game?
I didn't see that.
I did not.
Princeton is up 4. Vermont has the ball with 3 seconds to go. They foul him on a made 3 bank shot. He makes the free throw with no time on the clock. They get beat by 1.
Uh-oh.
By the way, Coach was the only one watching Vermont and Princeton.
The Nielsen rating was 1.
2. Some parents too was watching. High school basketball's here. UD Flyers, first of all, congratulations to the 83-84 squad. They were just honored. Cedric Toney, Roosevelt Chapman. We saw those guys play.
Yep.
Cedric Toney was Wilbur Wright.
Wilbur Wright.
Yeah. Played for Larry Townsend.
No question, he was a great player. Congratulations to those guys, and they got the victory over Grambling. Shout out to Grambling's coach, local guy as well. Wright State trying to do their thing as well. The girls, Beauty women took a loss on the road. Took a loss at home. We'll see what they can do in the next game. Wright State ladies with the big win recently. Congratulations to them. High school is here, Coach. What are those Yellow Jackets looking like?
We have athleticism, shooting ability, and ability to defend on the perimeter. We're struggling on our interior defense and rebounding. We clean those 2 things up, we'll be pretty good.
All right, it's going to be a very good season. Right now, our athlete of the week is Jaya Parker. For Chaminade, she had an excellent game. And then we're gonna have to get your daughter in there as well. Go ahead and talk about how she's been playing lately.
Larkin, she was a little under the weather last night, but she gutted it out. It sometimes is hard for Dad to watch because you know what she's capable of at times, and sometimes it's just not there. But soccer is her number 1 sport, but she's a darn good basketball player. And brings a lot of. She brings that Euro step. She brings some things she's got some athletic ability, and I'm proud to be her father.
Somebody had 39 points last
37.
Night.
Jordan Scully off passes from Larkin.
Okay.
Larkin knew who was hot.
She could shoot it. Jordan can shoot it.
That's the way, and that's how lets you know what type of player she is.
Right. She sees everything.
Coach Foster doing a great job up there. Congratulations to Coach Addison at West Carolina with the victory. Meadowdale knocking off Thurgood girls. That was crazy. A big win for them. The Thurgood. Morgan Postel, 1,000 points. Congratulations to you, big time on that side. Who are we looking besides Sidney? There's not the superstars that we had like last year. So this is kind of a different year.
Yeah, there's a lot of good players. There's no great players.
Rice. You had Dejon Anderson. But you had so many. George Washington. It was going. Last year was just an incredible year for some of the superstars. So now we got some new stars coming in. But a couple teams I'm gonna be watching. Let's see what Springboro. Alter. Alter is supposed to be a team to watch. Check them out. Dunbar. Shout out to Dunbar. They're 2-0. What's you guys' record right now, Coach?
We've only played 1. We got beat by Troy.
Y'all did?
Yeah. Didn't score in the last 4 minutes.
Oh, there it is.
Troy had the Miller kid had 21 points and 20 rebounds.
Oh wow.
He had a hell of a game.
Shout out to West Carolina boys. Coach Parker getting that big win at home. You know, it's going to be a tight race in the NBL this year.
I like those two kids from West Carrollton that you had at the Kroc Center.
Byron Freeman.
Yeah, those kids can play.
And Kylan Ingram.
Yeah. And then the point guard at Ponitz.
Yeah, he's nice.
I like him a lot, too.
Yeah,
I take all three on any team I had.
It's going to be very interesting to see what happens this year. Real quickly, what's been going on with you guys? And I know, Coach, you got something to say here at the end, so I'm going to start with Gordon or Mark and Catherine.
My wife, Shauna, and I just raising kids. You know, I've got 2 in college now, and Larkin, obviously, she's a junior, keeping us busy with travel soccer and basketball and the travel. They're headed to Orlando this weekend for a showcase down there. But just, you know, raising kids and enjoying that while I still have some time left.
No question.
Got 4 kids, married to my wife Brittany, and 2 grandkids. So that's taking up some time now. Been coaching the last 10 years. Coach got me started coaching, then he brought me to Sidney. I'm back at Sidney now. So
here we are.
Yeah, here we are.
Welcome back. Welcome home, bud.
Yeah.
Coach, we know what you've been doing, which is in the gym constantly. But what we got going on? I know you got some
couple of things.
Some announcements and things.
I'm in charge of an elementary league that includes 12 schools, 59 teams, and 516 kids.
Whew.
We play every weekend. It's called the youthhoops.org with a Z on hoops. I also have a Guys with Ties and Girls with Pearls club that we do.
Nice.
We may want to talk about that sometime.
Yeah, for sure. That sounds amazing.
And then the most current or the most recent plan we've got coming up is the reunion date, December 15th, a week from Friday. The Colonel White kids and the Sidney kids from that 93 game are going to be introduced at halftime of the Sidney varsity basketball game. Then we're going to go down to the cafeteria, eat some famous spot pie, and watch a tape of the game.
Amazing stuff, man. And it's been appreciate you reaching out. And time waits for no man or woman. So, but to be able to see this kind of game stand the test of time, it feels like it's just sometimes you just have that magical night, and I think that's what that was for both teams, no question. It's been an honor and pleasure to have you guys here.
Thank you, sir.
Social media, where are you guys at? Where we at? We'll start with you, Gordon. Mark. Yeah, social.
Actually, I'm not a big social media guy.
Okay.
Hit up Lark.
Hit up Lark. There it is. Cathcart, what we got?
I just do Facebook. That's all I do.
Okay, let them know.
It's Gavin Cathcart, Facebook.
Coach?
I do Facebook, but I have no idea what my title is.
Okay. Well, you can find these guys in Sidney, okay? If you go to a basketball game, they'll be there, right? It's truly been an honor and pleasure, Coach. Last but not least, I want to thank our sponsor, Richmond Foot and Ankle Clinic, for powering the show each and every week. 1323 West 3rd Street, 2283-668, if you're having any problems with your foot, legs, or ankles. With that being said, Coach,
thank you.
We're going to wrap this up. And it's been fun, and it's going to be even more fun next week. So, coming from Fox 8 Studios, we got Easy E. Thanks, Easy E. You already know what time it is. Stay warm out here. Go watch some basketball and support Sidney, support Colonel White, support high school basketball in the area, right? We are up out of here.
Please don't fuck up my vibe. I've been trying to grow. And lately I feel like they energy been wrong. Can't knock my hustle, no. My money first class, no. Can't fuck my vibe up.
Okay, you guys do the 365.
Ready? I'm Nico Jones.
Lazarus Tolliver.
Andre Addison.
Madison Dennis. We're at MCD Media, and we're rocking with
S.E.Live365.
Yeah.
I got a chip on my shoulder. My my beginnings was intense. Who'da thought I'd go legit? For sure, yeah. We coming blacker than Black Panther 2. Nobody this thorough, that's the truth. Never go against the family, that's something you don't do. Don't get Eddie Kane trying to sing your way back in the group. Nah, stars in the ceiling, got sun in the building, rep that 718. It's hard to depart from that.